In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 MLB games happening on April 26, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Cincinnati Reds versus Colorado Rockies. Friday night's game between the Cincinnati Reds and the Colorado Rockies turned into a wild back-and-forth battle, eventually coming down to Spencer Steer's clutch 2-run homer that helped the Reds hang on for an 8-7 win in Denver. The action was nonstop, with the lead changing hands 4 different times. Cincinnati's bats took full advantage of Colorado's shaky pitching, while the Rockies showed some fight but couldn't quite get over the hump as their miserable season continued. The Reds walked away feeling good, while the Rockies were left to stew over a brutal 4-21 record. Looking ahead to Saturday's matchup, Cincinnati will try to ride the wave of momentum, and Colorado will be desperately trying to figure something out, whether it's better swings at the plate or getting some outs on the mound. After Friday's setback, the Rockies are sitting at an ugly 4-21, the worst record in the league, and there really isn't much to feel good about in Denver right now. With Hunter Green set to take the mound for Cincinnati on Saturday, it's hard to imagine the Rockies flipping the script. Green's fastball is electric, and even though pitching in Denver's thin air can mess with breaking balls, it doesn't do much to a heater coming in at triple digits. He should be able to blow pitches by a Colorado lineup that just isn't scaring anyone these days. Their best hitter, Brenton Doyle, wasn't even in the lineup Friday because of a personal issue, and it's unclear if he'll be back for Saturday's game. Even if he does return, it likely won't be enough. On the other side, Antonio Senzatela is on the bump for Colorado. He hasn't been a complete disaster, but he's nowhere near Green's level. The Reds should have a field day at the plate, and Colorado's bats probably won't be able to keep up. As our first pick for this matchup, the Cincinnati Reds to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Neither team has been particularly good at keeping the ball in the yard this season, with the Reds tied for 25th in Major League Baseball by allowing 32 home runs, and the Rockies just slightly better, tied for 20th with 31 home runs allowed. The way these teams have been swinging it, it looks like there's more offense coming. Cincinnati has been one of the best hitting teams on the road, ranking 3rd in the league with a .762 OPS away from home and putting up an impressive 5.54 runs per game. Meanwhile, Colorado has done their best hitting at Coors Field, sitting 7th in home OPS at .777 and scoring 5 runs per game. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Chicago White Sox versus Athletics. Chicago is still looking for their first series win on the road this season. They'll get another shot on Saturday afternoon when they roll into Sutter Health Park to take on the Athletics in the second matchup of this 3-game set. The White Sox have dropped 3 of their last 5 games, but the Athletics haven't been much steadier, splitting their last 4. Chicago has a slight advantage here because Springs has had a rough time lately, allowing 18 runs over his last 4 outings. He's been hit especially hard at home, giving up 9 runs in just 2 starts. Add in the fact that the Athletics bullpen isn't doing much better, and it looks like they're going to have a tough time keeping the White Sox in check. The Athletics aren't likely to get much going on offense either, because Cannon has been steadier for the White Sox. He's given up just 10 runs across 3 starts and managed to shut the Athletics down completely when they faced him a week ago. Expect him to keep their bats quiet again. As our first pick for this matchup, the Chicago White Sox to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Even though both teams have had their problems with the bullpen, the numbers show it's not as rough as you might think when it comes to the total. Chicago's relievers have a 4.48 earned run average, ranking 24th, while the Athletics bullpen sits at 17th with a 4 earned run average. Neither team gets on base all that well either. The White Sox are 28th in baseball with a .279 team on base percentage, and the Athletics are sitting at 17th with a .313 OBP. The under has hit in 7 of their last 10 matchups, so that's something to keep in mind. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Mets versus Washington Nationals. The battle between two longtime National League East foes rolls on Saturday afternoon as the New York Mets and the Washington Nationals continue their three-game set in the heart of the nation's capital. The Mets hit the road looking to snag a win and keep some momentum going, while the Nationals aim to hold down their home turf and build a little steam of their own. Looking at how these teams have fared when it comes to betting trends this season, there are some pretty clear patterns. The Mets have had a rough time covering the run line when they're favored on the road, managing just a 2-6 record in those spots. On the flip side, they've been tough after taking a loss, covering the spread in a strong 71.4% of games that followed a defeat. Washington, for their part, has been reliable when they're underdogs at home, posting a 9-3 record against the spread and cashing 75% of the time in those situations. Coming into Friday night's game, New York was riding a serious heater, winning 7 games in a row. Holmes has been a steady presence on the mound, handling the transition from closer to starter better than most expected. The Mets offense has been lighting it up through the early part of the season, and with Jeff McNeil and Francisco Alvarez returning to the lineup, it's only going to get scarier for opponents. Washington, on the other hand, is going to have to depend heavily on their bullpen, with Lord struggling to last past the 4th inning so far this year. That kind of setup definitely plays right into the Mets' hands. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Mets money line is our full game side pick. On the season, the Mets are putting up 4.2 runs per game, which ranks them tied for 17th in the league. That number dips just a little bit when they're away from Citi Field, where they're averaging 4.17 runs a night. When it comes to total scoring, Mets games are averaging about 6.96 runs overall, and that bumps up slightly to 7.42 runs when they're playing on the road. Heading into Friday, New York had seen the under hit in 18 of their first 25 games. As for Washington, they had stayed under the total in 13 of their own first 25 games. The Nationals are also tied for 17th in runs per game with 4.2, but they actually score more at home, pushing that up to 4.83 at Nationals Park. Overall, their games have averaged 8.92 total runs, which dips just a little to 8.81 when they're at home. Given the limited familiarity these hitters have with the arms they'll be facing, this one feels like it's going to be a lower scoring affair. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Texas Rangers versus San Francisco Giants. The Texas Rangers and San Francisco Giants are set to face off again on Saturday in MLB action, this time at Oracle Park. Right now, the Rangers are sitting at 15-11 on the season, while the Giants come into the matchup with a 17-10 record. Texas managed to take the first game of the series, winning by a tight score of 2-0. After the Rangers win to kick things off, the overall head-to-head record between these two teams, going back to 2021, is now dead even at 5-5. When you narrow it down to games played at Oracle Park, they're split right down the middle at 3-3. That said, the Giants are handing the ball to their ace lefty Robbie Ray, who's unbeaten so far at 3-0 this year. And even though Tyler Mahle has been dealing for the Rangers, it's worth noting that San Francisco has only dropped back-to-back games twice all season. The Giants look like a strong bet to come out swinging and even the series on Saturday night. Even though they got shut down in Game 1, this is a team that doesn't usually stay cold for long, especially not at home, where they've been tough to beat early on this season. With guys like Matt Chapman and Young-Hoo Lee setting the tone at the plate, and solid depth from hitters like Wilmer Flores and Patrick Bailey, San Francisco has the kind of lineup that can put pressure on Mahle early. Robbie Ray might not have quite the eye-popping stats that Mahle has right now, but he knows how to handle big moments, and pitching at Oracle gives him a solid edge. Expect the Giants to be way more aggressive offensively, pushing the action with smart base running and forcing Mahle to pitch from the stretch a lot more often. One big reason the Giants are always a threat in tight games is their bullpen, and that should come into play again. If this one is close in the later innings, San Francisco has the arms to shut it down with Tyler Rogers, Ryan Walker, and Camilo Doval all ready to slam the door. Sure, Texas can score with the best of them, but Mahle has been pitching out of his mind, and eventually, some regression is bound to happen, especially against a patient Giants lineup that knows how to wear down starters. After struggling to string anything together at the plate in the opener, look for the Giants to attack the middle innings and grab a much-needed win to keep pace in the National League West. As our first pick for this matchup, the San Francisco Giants money line is our full game side pick. There's a good chance we'll see a few more runs scored in Game 2 compared to the opener, but probably not a ton more. The under has cashed in 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams, and in their last 4 matchups combined, only 22 total runs have been scored. For Texas, betting the under has been money lately, hitting in 9 of their last 10 games. They've also allowed 3 runs or fewer in 7 of those contests. As for San Francisco, they've been about even with a 5-5 mark to the under across their last 10. But at home, runs have been especially scarce, with only 18 runs scored in their last 5 games at Oracle Park. With both bullpens ready to clamp down late and 2 starters who can miss bats and control tempo, this feels like another night where offense will be hard to come by. Expect another low-scoring, tight ball game where every run matters. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.